Alright folks, welcome to another beer review. Not doing the silly angle that I did the putty review on, just because it was an absolute ball ache to cut the video at the start and the end on the iPhone. Anyway, first world problems. So today we're going over to State of Kind, and this is a can of the Coco Loco lager, which is a Helles style lager, clocking in at 4.4% ABV. Now this is a sort of a collaboration with a company called Amy, which from my very basic research, aka Google Gemini telling me, State of Kind Brewing Company, which by the way, fantastic brewery, was founded by a former employee of Amy, which I believe is sort of like an AI software company. I hope I'm right. Didn't really say anything about it on Untappd. Like I said, I'm just going solely off, funny enough, AI. When I saw that, I thought, oh, is it a recipe created with AI? No, it's just a connection between the two companies. I tell you what though, I love the artwork on this one. My sort of freehand typography and illustration right there. Plus it's a nice pinky metallic. Picked this up from the Brewery Project, which is their bar in Wigan town centre, which is just a few arches down from Wigan Central. I think I mentioned this in either the Traveller Madness video that I did or the putty review, but I got really bored of the world of craft beer. I was still buying it, I was still drinking it, but I was just so out of the loop on new releases. I was just buying beers that interested me and not really getting involved in conversations. Inadvertently became a bit of a recluse between 2024 and 2025. So very rarely got to meet up with the beer folk. And I've hardly, made an appearance in any live streams. It became almost a boring thing, because it's like an industry that's just collapsing around us as well, which sort of brings to the point that we should be, and I should be, getting a little bit more involved. I'm recording this on the day, I'm not sure when it was actually announced, but Hopzine shared an article in our Messenger group about Overtone going into administration. And then I thought, I've not had an Overtone beer for ages, but I've always enjoyed their beers. Plus, I love that sort of 90s rave poster artwork that they do. And yeah, so my trip to Wigan with Mersey Beers sort of reignited my sort of love and interest in not just drinking and consuming beer, but also maybe trying to get a bit more involved and just get excited about beer again. I'm not going to say that played a part in the lack of content on the channel. I think that was just, I don't know, down to me. The amount of times I recorded videos, had about 10 videos at once on my iPhone ready to upload, just deleted them, and when I did upload them, completely forgotten that I'd uploaded and scheduled them, and much like the putty review that I uploaded a few days ago, it's just, I don't know, but people still comment and show their appreciation, and I've created so many good friendships, well, great friendships, and yeah, so I'm never going to commit, I'm never going to overly promise on anything ever again, but I'm interested and excited about beer one more time. And some of the beers that I've got chilling in the beer fridge, I'm really looking forward to not only drinking but reviewing. And yeah, so that's the spiel. Hopefully I don't go over that little story again over the coming videos. But I'm a big fan of State of Kind. Their tap room is fantastic. about a 20-minute to half an hour walk from Hindley train station. So in those more gentle spring and warm summer months, I can get a train to Hindley 10-15 minutes. Wigan is a 20 to 30-minute bus ride away, and our little jaunt to just a selection, like 2 or 3 places, well 4 technically, no 3, yeah, we went to 3 places mainly. It was just, it's on my doorstep, and I don't have those options here in my hometown, even though we've got a fantastic microbrewery a 10-15 minute walk away from me, who has more of a presence outside of Skelmersdale, just stocks myself, than he does in Skelmersdale. I think the only time I've ever seen a beer available was when he did a collaboration with Whisk and Pickle. Of course, I can't talk about Clay Brown, Neil. Did a collaboration with Whisk and Pickle, arguably some of the best Neapolitan style pizza. And again, that's just a few minutes walk away from me. Docks myself even more then. But yeah, and they had a few of the collaboration cans in the fridge, and they did a collaboration pizza as well. Anyway, I've waffled on. But Wigan Central always carry Neil's beers, and they're very, very good. So anyway, that's my little stint over. Speaking of breweries that I miss, thought I'd put this in my chapter brewing glass, which conceptually as a brewery was just phenomenal, and this is one of my favourite glasses. The artwork on the beers was great, and the beers in general, especially on cask, terrific. And again, not too far away from me, although a bit of a bugger to get to the tap room when that was open. But yeah, definitely worth a trip to Wigan for a beer tour, beer pub crawl, whatever you want to call it. And then you've got some great places in that greater Manchester area. Anyway, I really wanted to try and make this video brief, but that plan's gone out the window, hasn't it? Yeah, exactly what you would expect from a lager, golden. It's got a little bit of a darker hue to it, but not much. Head dissipated really quickly. Nice carbonation. I'm just expecting not to spill all my beer on the fucking floor. And hoping for just a nice, simple, not really review-friendly beer, because lagers aren't necessarily the most engaging styles of beer to talk about. Although you talk about Augustine Lagerbeer Hell and German lagers, and you've got me infused. And hopefully we're going to have a German trip at some point. I really want to go back to Berlin, to be honest. I loved my time there. I think that's the only time in recent years where I've been genuinely sad to come back home. Do you know what I mean? It just cemented the love that I have, not just for German beer, but for Germany in general. And yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see what State of Kind's attempts at a Hellas style beer is going to be. I'm sure I've had a State of Kind lager previously. I've got to have. Anyway, it is what it is. Should I just shut the fuck up and give the beer a sniff? And yeah, a little bit biscuity, a little bit bready, slight citrusy notes coming through, grassy, herbal. Has, and I mean this in the highest possible form of compliment, it reminds me of a bit of a musky, mouldy Labour Club. Yeah, like damp wood almost, but I love it. I love it in the context of a beer, especially a lager. And yeah, it's the authenticity, because you can sometimes tell when a lager's been brewed badly. The off smells, it doesn't seem quite right. I mean, you've smelled this beer countless times. when it's done really well. But I would say there's a little bit more of a lemon character coming through than some. But yeah, smelling damn good. Let's give it a taste. Cheers, everyone. Yeah. Absolutely bang on lager. That citrusy character is slightly there, but not too much. It's got a little bit more of a sweeter malt character coming through. That breadiness is still there. There's a little bit of a spicy, almost rye-like character, maybe a hint of white pepper more towards the back end. It's crisp, it's light, but not watery. Carbonation not too aggressive, but not too laid back. It's not just a well-brewed lager, it's actually a very well-brewed lager. This is lovely stuff. That crispness and bitterness on the back end is just absolutely to die for. Oh yeah. That is so thirst quenching. Well, it's a cold lager, of course it is, but there's something more to it. This is... I could session the living shite out of this. I really, really could. My local pub has Hawkstone Lager on at the moment, and that's a damn good lager as well. But there's a real heaviness almost to it, where more than a couple of pints of it, it feels a bit heavy. Not in like heavy in regards to like ABV content and stuff like that. Stop playing with your hair. You nearly said a derogatory word that began with P then. Not that one. Prick. I was about to call myself a prick. He saved himself from that one, didn't he? Aye. Yeah, this is just damn good. There's not much more I can say about it. I've always sort of like... I'm a bit of a purist when it comes to lagers. And without... Because if you pick yourself up over your tasting ability of an alcoholic beverage, there's something mightily wrong with you. But I can safely say, I know what's a good lager, I know what's a bad lager, and I know what a great lager is. And this is definitely in the category of being a great lager. It's such a simple style of beer, but a hard style of beer to master. And there's a whole load of things with like any beer really that could go wrong, and there's no hiding. You can't mask a bad lager with hops. Do you know what I mean? You can't excuse off tastes in a lager. You shouldn't really be excusing it in any beer really. Although I've got to kind of give credit to breweries who in the past have made like a bad beer and it wasn't as what they anywhere near they intended it to be because of the low quality, but then they said, oh well this is actually inspired by... It's shady as fuck to do that. Gotta respect the hustle though. But yeah, this is absolutely fantastic. Very, very nice indeed. The beers that I had at the tap room, very good. It wasn't a tap room, it's like their little bar place. And there's a burger place inside as well, so that could be a good shout if I'm coming back from somewhere and I have to stop off in Wigan before I get my bus home. And the cans that I've picked up while I was there, nice little selection in the fridges. Nothing drastically, you know, immersive or anything like that. It's a terrible way to describe it. But the beers that I've consumed so far from the fridge on my last purchase they've all been very good. And I've got one more pale ale which I actually had in the bar and it was tasting terrific. So I'm looking forward to drinking that in the can. Put your pinky away. No, I can't say enough good things about this. This is really, really damn good. So yeah, State of Kind, definitely one of my favourite breweries. Trying to master the fact that I just scratched my arse by just arching my arm on my hip. I won't smell my fingers afterwards, don't worry. You can though. But yeah, wonderful stuff. And if you see cans of this around and you want a good craft lager that is just a well-brewed lager, hell yeah, it's up there. It's up there. And I would happily consume a 4 or 6 pack of this. Yeah, that's really good. That is really, really good. You may accuse me of overstating how good it is, but yeah, this is hitting all the right spots. So highly recommended if you get a chance to do it. But you should definitely check out State of Kind. It's amazing how popular, rightfully so, that they've become. Great collaborations as well. People who have come and gone from the brewery, fantastic brewers, and yeah, I can't really say anything else. And I won't, so I'm going to cut this video off here. So thank you for watching. If you've tried it, let me know your thoughts, opinions down below, and go check out State of Kind in the description as well. So thank you for watching, and I need to make some food. Bye.